they look, you know, in a lot of ways just as bad now, especially when you consider that this was supposed to be the policy that showed the world how committed they were to being a positive force for change on this issue. Those are the words that you heard from NFL owners just 2 years ago when they were discussing this new policy. Obviously, it has not had that effect. It's having the opposite effect again, and there's got to have to be some real soul-searching done at the league about what they can do differently going forward.
Well, Diana, Russini has been in East Rutherford, New Jersey with the Giants. And, of course, while this news came, what's the reaction there, Diana?
Yeah, Wendy, I was actually in the locker room before Josh Brown was released by the Giants. And you have to think about it this way. This team is coming back from London, getting a nice win over the Rams. They're headed into the bye week. So they were actually really laid back when it came to talking football. But as soon as we started to ask them about Josh Brown, we spoke to quarterback Eli Manning. You know, their faces sort of told the story, which is most of them just put their heads down and didn't really want to talk about it. Victor Cruz, you heard him at the top of the show, talk about how he's obviously against domestic violence. But Dominic Cromartie, who calls himself a friend of Josh Brown, said that he did reach out to him. He shot him a text. He said he's aware that right now is not probably a good time. And while we were walking out of the locker room, Adam Schefter actually sent me the Josh Brown statement. So I was able to ask Dominic what he thought about it. I showed it to him, and he shook his head and he said, of course I'm against all this, but there's two sides to this, and this is all just really uncomfortable and difficult for all of us to understand. We did try to reach out to owner John Merritt to get a statement and actually have a conversation with him and the decision-making behind all of this, but he has declined. Wendy?
Diana, thank you. And, of course, lost in all this, and not to make excuses for anybody, is that this is a person. This was a teammate. Josh Brown was a part of the Giants organization. And there's going to be some support, Tim, for him and perhaps for his family, at least you hope, going forward.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that make it difficult about, you know, Jerome touched on it before. You know, a lot of guys come into the league with a lot of pain behind them, you know, and plenty of baggage. And as you become, you know, friends